Good morning, happy early Mother's Day. Firstly, just well done. Being a mom is hard, being a mom can be challenging. Every day is different. Often the day comes with things that we didn't expect, things that we didn't anticipate, sometimes things that we're not always prepared for, especially in the neurodiverse space. So well done for coming. I often say to my moms, well done for wearing pants, because I once had a mom who I arrived at her house and she didn't have her pants on. And she's like, I'm having one of those days, so well done for wearing pants. You all look like you have something on. I know it can be tough. Well done. Today and obviously on Sunday, we acknowledge you, we celebrate you, we hear you, we love you, and your kids are so grateful to have you. So a little bit about me and my company and my background, so you guys know a little bit about where I'm coming from. I studied psychology and I've been in the industry for, I think this is my 8th year. And I work with neurodiverse kiddies, but we discussed this morning that neurodiversity has quite a broad spectrum. So we specifically work with kids on the autism spectrum, but we have kids with us with PDA, ADHD, we have kids with speech delays, we have kids with physical delays, kids who struggle with emotional regulation. I said in our meeting, a little bit of like a jack of all trades. It comes from experience because each one of our kids are so different, and I did 4 years of psych, many courses, but it's the work on the job with the kids. Each one is different. You have to think on your feet. You learn from other practitioners. It's all the time with the kids, and that's why we are able to serve such a broad spectrum of kiddies, and it's why I typically just use the word neurodiversity versus just ASD or PDA, because we welcome whoever needs it. And the other reason why we're able to help so many kids is because our program is specialized and tailored specifically to them. So we meet with the parents for an assessment, we meet with the child, and then we will connect with whoever will have us. So if they are therapists, if they are teachers, if there's like a family psychologist or anything like that, we would love to gather as much info as possible. Our team then gets together and we create a personalized program for that child. So it is exactly based on the strengths and weaknesses. And I say strengths and weaknesses because weaknesses we obviously want to try and improve on, but we also want to advocate for those strengths no matter how big or small or unique they are, because that's what gives our kids a little bit of confidence. Sometimes our kids feel different, isolated, and if we can find something, maybe it's singing, maybe it's cooking, telling a joke, whatever the case is, if we can find something that boosts their confidence and gives them a place in this world, what more can you do for your child to give them that little bit of a boost and to do our best to support them? So, like I said, all sorts of kiddies, but our main two are ASD and PDA. And I wanted to just share a few tips this morning. Here we go, Dean. A few tips this morning that I find that I repeat the most when speaking to my clients. I'm hoping that they're going to be the most helpful, but I'm also going to be around afterwards, and my contact number is on that thing that everyone shared, so feel free to reach out if you guys are struggling with something specific. But the first thing I want to talk about is predictability. Visual schedules, routines, countdowns to transitions, those types of things really help our kids. They like to be able to plan ahead. Often having things sprung on them can dysregulate them quite quickly. In saying that, it is also, one must be careful of being too reliant on something like that. We live in a world where things change all the time. Your teacher goes on maternity leave, mom's sick, dad has to take you to school, we didn't pack a school lunch, you're getting tuck shop today. Our kids do have in some way to learn to be flexible. Pick a good day, not a bad day, pick a good day where you can see your child is having a positive day, and introduce a small little change. Don't do anything big, start with something small, like if they get an apple every day, try a pear. Start with something small and build your way up. Teach our kids to be flexible. Like I said, on the average day for the average kid, routines and predictability is super helpful. But if the kid is having a good day, a little bit of flexibility is also really good. The second thing is autonomy. Our kids like to have a little bit of control. I think any parent can relate to the fact that sometimes their kid rules a little bit of your day or your weekend or sometimes your life, which is completely okay. We like to give our kids options. So there's certain things that are non-negotiable. For example, brushing your teeth. One must brush their teeth before bed. So instead, let's give some options. Would you like to brush your teeth before story time or after story time? That gives them a little bit of control, a little bit of choice, allows them to play a role in the decision that they're making. But at the end of the day, you still getting your desired outcome, which is brushing your teeth, which is essential. Same with eating your vegetables. You're eating a vegetable tonight. Do you want broccoli? Do you want butternut? Do you want spinach? So they're still getting some nutrients in, but they have some sort of control. They will be more likely to follow through with that little bit of autonomy. The third thing, and potentially the hardest thing, and something that is a thing that I work on a lot with my clients, is staying calm, especially during a meltdown. We have a visual that we use with our kiddies, which is the volcano, and there's 4 levels to the volcano. Is the volcano dead? There's no chance of eruption. We're having a good day. Things are doing super well. Is our volcano simmering? Something maybe upset us. We're feeling a little bit off edge. We woke up not feeling ourselves. Is the volcano bubbling? There's a chance that things could go wrong at a later stage. Or have we already exploded? Sometimes you meet your kid and the lava is spewing in all sorts of directions. If you have your volcano over here and it is spewing for 10 kilometers and the volcano meets another volcano that's spewing for another 10 kilometers, you are reaching way more square meterage than just the one volcano. It's the same with our kids. When their volcano is exploding, if you meet them with that same level, it's just going to cause more damage and more destruction. It's not easy. It is something that has to be practiced. It's something that other therapists and practitioners will support you with, something that we can support you with. Try your best to stay calm. And that way the volcano will slowly simmer. Sometimes you can't put the lava back in. It's a little bit late, but we can work on preventing it a little bit better for the next time. The fourth thing is validation. Often use the example of, if I've had a bad day, someone's annoyed me and I want to come home to my fiance, I actually just want to rant. I come home and I say, well, so-and-so did this or so-and-so did that. And he starts giving me practical solutions. That's not helpful. That's not what I came to you for. I'm looking for love. I'm looking for empathy. I'm looking for you to validate my feelings. Our kids are the exact same. If they are feeling upset, acknowledge that. I see that you are upset. Let's try doing this. I know that so-and-so upset you. Let's do this instead. And then validate your own feelings afterwards too. As much as it's about the kids, it's about the parents too. And if you've had a rough day, if you're feeling overwhelmed, reach out to someone, whether it be a practitioner, a therapist, your sister, your friend. It's important to validate both your child's and your own. I feel like with moms, and it's part of why moms are superheroes, that is your world, that is your entire being, and you are so focused on that human being that sometimes you forget to look inwards and reflect and do stuff for yourself. So Mother's Day is the perfect opportunity to find some time for yourself, validate any feelings that you may be having, and reward yourself for all the hard work that you've done. And the last thing is pick your battles. In our meeting on Tuesday, I was sharing a story with a client that has recently just joined us. It's a father, a mother, and a son. And when they came to me, they were in dire straits. And we had a meeting because I wanted to prepare them for the upcoming weeks, which I knew were going to be difficult. So the little boy was away from school for a month, and he was now joining school, a homeschooling program, and I was going to be there. So I was going to be a new person in his environment, and I was going to be making sure that there was no silly buggering during the lessons. And I explained to mom and dad that there's a chance that this first week is going to be difficult and that we might face a few challenges, but We're going to slowly settle them in. We're going to do one thing at a time. And as I was talking, Mom was just writing a to-do list that was so long, she made me overwhelmed. And I don't get overwhelmed very easily because of the kids I work with. And eventually I said to her, please, enough with the to-do list. We have a lot on our plate this week. Let's just pick our battles. Let's focus on what are the most important things in this period, or in this 3-day stretch or 7-day stretch, whatever it looks like for you guys. When you pile too much on your plate, you're concerned about too many things, you focus on too many things, you tend to abandon the whole thing. I can see some parents have a little bit of a nod because it's something that I see very, very, very frequently. And I can tell you for free, as incredible as that mom is, there's no way she would have gotten through that to-do list by the time I came for my next session with them. It was too overwhelming, it was too much. We scrunched it up. I said, all we are focusing on this week is getting him to complete the 5 days of school. We're not too concerned about behavior. We're not too concerned about how many snacks he eats in the day, any extracurricular activities. Let's just get through this week. Next week, we'll pick up something small. Next week, we'll focus on a packed lunch with the fruit. The following week, he can join our social group, little bit at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. Pick your battles. Think about what is the most important thing for you guys and focus on that. Screen time is our next little topic, and I'm seeing everyone's faces already. I'm not going to stand here and share about how bad screen time is. I don't need to share that with you guys. You guys know that screen time is not the most beneficial way that our kids can be spending their time. Instead, I want to try and equip you with a few things that you can do instead. I'm not opposed to screen time. I'm not saying no screen time ever. Our kids deserve a bit of downtime, especially if they have busy days with speech or OT afterwards. If they're coming to us for lessons, maybe they got a tutor. They deserve a bit of downtime, but at the appropriate time of day and in moderation. And like I said, I'd rather just want to equip you guys with a few things that you can do with your kids instead. So the first thing is sensory play, and I'm not going to touch too much on that, but it is a really, really, really amazing way to connect with your kids. It helps with regulation, and it's something fun. They love it. They love getting messy. They love getting their hands stuck in. Let your mom senses, just chill for a bit. If they make a mess, it's all good. Connect with them. Do something easy. You can do a sensory bin. They're so easy to make. A bunch of rice and toys. Another really good one is freezing toys in a block of ice and then have the kids like hammering away. It's really good for any emotional kiddies. Nature time is also amazing. I'm a huge advocate for grounding. Shoes off, feet on the floor, get in touch with nature, connect with all your senses, think about what you can hear, and then teach your child the same thing. Go through, I can hear this, you can hear that, I can see this, you can see that. Have some chill time. Nature is our biggest blessing, and it requires no electricity, no money. It doesn't require a lot. I'm sure we all have a little bit of a garden or a park that we can go to. This is probably my favorite tip of them all, because I feel like our kids don't get out enough, and especially after a day at school, sitting behind a desk or whatever their school environment looks like, they tend to then come home and get stuck in front of the screen. And I know it's easier to do that, but I promise you this is a lot more beneficial. This is for my moms who say they don't have time, because I do have a lot of families who will say, well, I don't have time to create a sensory bin, or I don't have time to go out. Cook with your child. Everyone cooks their dinner at night. Get them involved. It helps with sequencing, following instructions. Again, fine motor, sensory. Practice cutting things, obviously with some assistance. And like I said, sequencing, first do this, then do that. All of that stuff can be really beneficial. And who doesn't want an extra set of hands in the kitchen? Co-regulation. Connect with your child. Figure out what they like, and do that with them. Some of our kids like deep pressure. Some of our kids like a repetitive swinging motion. Join them in that activity. It may not be your favorite thing to do, but they are really going to appreciate that. They're going to enjoy that, and they're going to be well regulated, and you guys will be able to connect. Conversing. This is such an easy one as well. Something that you can do on the way to school and on the way home from school. Prepare your child for the day. Ask them about what they want to accomplish during the day. Is there a subject that they're nervous about? Is there a friend that they're wanting to chat to? And then on the way home, debrief as well. How did this go today? Did you manage to do that? Did you eat your lunch? Sometimes just asking, how was your day? We don't get much out of. And so we do sometimes have to push for a little bit more information. But again, they will feel like you care and that you are interested in their lives. And as they get older, it's also nice to develop that connection before, because as they get older, they become teenagers. They do become a little bit more reserved. So if you have opened up that friendship more than anything, they will be way more likely to share their teenage or adult struggles as they get a little bit older. And the last one is also one of my favorites, is a 5-minute dance party. I can guarantee you, and you are all welcome to pick up the phone and call me. If you are having a bad day, put on your favorite song, shake it out, and I promise you, if 5 minutes later you're not feeling better, pick up the phone and give me a mouthful. I will take it. But I can guarantee you it is super, super, super helpful, and our kids absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Music is also good for regulation. And lastly, similar to what I said in the beginning, I just want to take a minute to acknowledge you guys. I am not a mother myself, but I work very closely with my families. I don't just pop in, I don't just send a WhatsApp feedback. I connect with my mothers on a daily basis. I am fully aware of the challenges that come with being a mother and the amazing things that come with being a mother. But just really, really wanted to take some time to, like I said, we hear you, we see you, we love you, we celebrate you. We know that you are all doing your best. Reach out to teachers, reach out to therapists. We are all here to help. And teamwork is also always best. Don't feel like you have to take it all on your own shoulders. I know as a mother, it is something that we tend to do. You guys can do it. You guys are doing an incredible job, and keep doing what you're doing. To the world, our children may be different to us, but to us, they are the embodiment of love, resilience, and boundless potential. We see the world through their eyes, experience their joys and sorrows as our own, and celebrate the smallest victories with the depth of love that only a neurodiverse mother can understand. So well done, and happy early Mother's Day.